Hello guys, my name is Troy. Welcome back to Troy Reads, and for the last day of Bookmas, today I've got a really exciting video for you guys. It is the best books of 2020. So yeah guys, it is sadly the last day of Bookmas. I kind of want to stop it now just because it's kind of like more of like the holiday time. I thank you guys for watching, and we're still gonna have a lot of videos, so don't worry about that. Today, like I said, I'm going over the top books of this year. Basically what I did is I went through my ongoing list of every single book I read this year, and I picked out one from each month, because I have it like by month, which books I read in each month. And so I picked 12 books basically, and I'm going to be going over them in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in a second. My top book for the month of January is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I really enjoyed this book. It was just a really great way to start the year, and I think that it was just like a book that kind of even deserves more hype. I even posted an Instagram picture, I remember, in January, and the author like commented like a heart or something, and I was like, what? Like, Maureen Johnson saw my post, and it was a little bit weird post, but anyways, I don't know. I just want to say that this is a really fun book. It's basically this mystery with an amazing set of characters and just like a really cool dual plot line, as we're set at this like weird academy where there's this crime where like the developer and his wife and his child were like all kidnapped and murdered, and then like now a few decades later Stevie Bell comes in and she's trying to solve that mystery because it was an ongoing case, and there's also another murder that happens in the present, and then so she's trying to solve the murder of the past and the present at the same time, and there's just a lot of creepy things and like murder mystery stuff going on, and it was so freaking fun. I love this book so much. For the month of February, my favorite book was Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I talked about this in like my last video, like my winter book recommendations. I just have so many good things to say about this book, honestly. Like, it was truly a favorite book, and I even asked for the second book in my Christmas wish list video thing that I made. So yeah, I really love this book. It's basically about this world where humans do not die of like old age or sickness or hunger. The only thing that can die from is fire. What happens is overpopulation becomes a problem, and scythes need to kind of cool down the population. It's really deals a lot with like mortality and like kind of overpopulation, environmental issues. Like, it's just really cool to look at kind of like what the future of our world will look like, and like a plausible solution to that, and just like more of the ethics and stuff. I just love this book. Love the new ideas and the characters, and the plot was really good, and I can't wait to keep reading this trilogy. For the month of March, I picked To Best the Boys by Mary Weber. This was a really fun book. It kind of has like that archetype of like the Mulan kind of archetype, where like we have this main girl who kind of defies like gender stereotypes to kind of, you know, fight for someone that she loves. It's in this world where there's this plague ravaging the population. Basically, her mom is affected by it, and I think she's dying, and so she's trying to work with her dad to come up with a plague, but she needs to get into this school to kind of come up with a cure for the plague, and so she has to go to this scholarship competition that's only available for boys, but she dons a disguise, goes into the competition, and tries to beat and win the scholarship so that she can find a cure for her mom. It was really sweet. It was really fun, and I thought it's just another really great book with like gender stereotypes and stuff, and like gender norms, so I love that one. For the month of March, April, I picked A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, and this was a really good book as well. I thought that it was a really good like Beauty and the Beast retelling. I love a lot of these. I probably read like 3 Beauty and the Beast retellings this year, and it's just really great. I just don't know what to say other than that. It's really creative, it's really original, and there's some really good twists, as well as like this dual kind of like plot with the human world and the world that this story takes place in, and there's just some really great characters, some good diversity within the characters, and I think that this was really a really strong book, honestly. I liked it, and I totally recommend, and I have recommended it in a few videos now, so yeah. Alright, for May, I picked the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. This was the month where I participated in the Magical Readathon, which is Harry Potter themed, so yeah. Also want to say, J.K. Rowling, don't support her. As always, this is kind of the first time I really appreciated and really liked the series. In the past, I feel like I've just been so iffy about the series, but in quarantine, this was something that really helped me. It just totally gave me the escape that I needed, and I loved it. Like, I finally read the whole series, and I read it, and with the Magical Readathon, it was just a really important part for my reading this year, and I definitely appreciate it, and it definitely deserves to be on the best books series, whatever. And next up for June, I have got The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This was another great series. I also want to highlight The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the prequel that came out this year. Like, all of this, I read all of the trilogy. I read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I was so obsessed and wrapped up in the Hunger Games world again. I just loved all of it. I loved the prequel. I loved the more insight it gave. I love the world. I'm just so obsessive, and I love the politics, and I love the rebellion. I just love everything about these books, to be honest, and they definitely deserve to be on the best list. Like, if you have not read The Hunger Games, they are iconic, and you need to read them. Next up for July, I have got The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I actually started reading this during like a camping trip, and it was really good. Like, I would be like walking, like taking hikes through the mountains, because my family loves to do that for some reason, and I just be listening to it. It's so freaking cool. It's like, I couldn't even explain the premise to you. It's that complicated, but it's such a literary like perfection, honestly. Like, it's all about this whole new world, this like underground labyrinth and catacomb of libraries and books and bees and keys and like all this crazy like magical stuff, and it was such a good adventure. I loved the diversity within the characters. I loved the plot. It was so well structured and so plotted. It was a little bit long. That's still my only complaint, but it truly was a perfection, and it was the best book. Not the best book, but one of the best books in 2020, and definitely the best book of that month. It was just true perfection. Next up, we have got What If It's Us by Becky Abertali and Simon. Becky Abertali and Simon. Ooh, why am I forgetting this? He's like one of my favorite authors. Becky Abertali, by Simon, by Adam Silvera. Anyways, this is basically a cute LGBTQ plus romance between Ben and Adam. That's probably where, no, Ben, I'm so confused. There's so many names I'm trying to remember, but whatever. And it's basically just like a kind of New York Broadway romance, and it was just kind of cute. I don't know, it wasn't like too amazing in terms of writing, but I did really love the duo perspectives, and it did get me a little bit emotional just because of the narrators, and I love the plot. I just love how like the arc went. It was a little bit like stereotypical of an arc. This month was not a really great reading month for me, so even though like it was a favorite, it wasn't like a really big favorite. It was just a favorite of that month, if that makes sense. Alrighty guys, for September, I've got One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. We've got a lot of audiobooks here, but this was truly a favorite. It was basically a murder mystery. 4 kids went into detention, and one kid named Simon or something, he just didn't walk out, he died. And so all seemed like it was an accident, it was an allergic reaction, like none of them did anything, but then they later found out that the liquid that the boy drank who died was laced with peanut oil, and basically he was murdered. So we're kind of in that like crazy chase. It was a little bit predictable. I did predict the end, but it was so crazy of an adventure, and like the way they solved it, like that's a really like certain type of like mystery that I like. It's like that murder mystery that we're kind of trying to figure out who did it, and all of the people in the room, like which person did it and like why. And it's kind of like those like games that you'd play, like Clue or like any of those like mystery games, and I just think it was perfect. It was amazing. Next up for the month of October, I've got The House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, Crescent City, #1. This was so good. Like, it's not a best books of 2020 without a Sarah J. Maas book, honestly. Like, her writing is just so amazing. Like, I don't know, she deserves to be like a millionaire, billionaire, and more. She deserves to be the better #2 version of J.K. Rowling. She needs to like have her books be adapted to movies instead of like whatever J.K. Rowling's doing. But anyways, no shade. Actually, no, yes, shade. But anyways, okay, sorry. This book is like also like a murder mystery, which is why I liked it. Basically, like all her friends and family were like murdered, and in this like new world, and then it's kind of her job to solve the mystery and save the town. And like I forgot a lot about it because it was really confusing, but I remember that there was so much emotion. I remember there being a lot of twists. I remember just like having a lot of fun with this. Like, Sarah J. Maas just honestly makes a lot of fun books, and I love to see it. Alright, next up for November, we have got Warcross by Mary Lou. Mary Lou obviously became a new favorite author for me this year. I've only read 2 of her books, but I really do plan to read more from her, and I've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it's basically sci-fi, crazy twists, just the whole series. I love the diversity of characters. I love the world. I love the sci-fi elements. Like, just everything about this was so perfect, and I definitely will always tell you that it's a good book and that you should read it because it's just an amazing world. Last up, I do want to highlight, I'll just find it. I have a random book here, but the Wings of Fire series, this is like book 4 or something, so disregard it being like book 4, but I am planning to read the rest of the series this month. I just wanted to like highlight this series because it was so good. I read this within the span of like 2 months. There's 14 books, and I don't know, I really like this. I love the characters, I love the world, love the dragons. It's a middle grade series, so it's not perfect, obviously, but I think it was pretty darn near perfect for a middle grade series, and just had a lot of like stuff from like young adult and like new adult, and kind of incorporated that in lighter tones. So I just think that this was such a great story, such great magical stuff being brought in during the second series, and I'm on the third series, and it's just like constant twists and originality and uniqueness by Ty Sutherland. So I definitely recommend the Wings of Fire series as well. But that wraps up this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about all my favorite books. Like, this was a really fun video, honestly, recapping. And I want to do a 2020 wrap up after I kind of get all my collective thoughts about the year in. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. So tell me what books you enjoyed the most this year. I would love to discuss with you. Like, bring it on. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys soon, on Saturday, probably. I don't know, whatever, we'll see. The holidays might be crazy, but yeah, I hope you guys have a great Christmas Eve and Christmas. I'm wishing you guys the best of love and the warmest of wishes. Hope you guys have a great holiday season. I'll see you next time. Bye.